expired.
Mm.
Does he return the stuff, or does he offer a new contract? Can we offer him a new contract?
Well, the
I don't
stuff we
recall
let
you
him.
guys giving him stuff.
Yeah, he's got the magic quarterstaff right now.
And 2 protection items. I'll take those back from him.
Well, he wants to stay with us, but it's up to him. Sinclair will try convincing him to stay.
He responds with, well, that it has been a lucrative experience. His propensity for death thus far has caused him to rethink his priorities in life.
Oh
I
no,
cast
he's
Bend
smart.
Will.
What, Ruffles?
I said I cast Bend Will.
Although he does appreciate the many bringing back to life bits.
Yep.
But the one who brought him back to life is technically not in the party anymore.
Yep. But he departed during the winter. It's been about the time his contract expired. All right. Let me get you guys a map. Here is a map.
So we were in town for a year, right?
Yes. You guys have been in and around the city of Urkaresh for 400 days, or 40 weeks. 1 year.
So how pissed is the tavern owner at me?
I mean, I'm assuming we would be paying, wouldn't we?
Sure.
Well, you guys had paid, yeah.
It's more, what about the lingering effects?
Oh, let's see. Well, I remember there's a thing about someone trying to steal your tools, but that doesn't pan out. And you had a competitor that was saying that your, stuff was shoddy and prone to failure. But
yeah, that's the 2 things.
Oh, you're probably not realizing what I'm talking about. So there are 2 spells I know that if I cast in the same spot for a year have permanent effects.
Oh, what spells are those?
Teleportation Circle and Mordenkainen's Private Sanctum. My room would have been a fucking magical bunker. Also, his inn now has a teleportation circle.
We didn't
you guys
get
were staying in an inn?
No, we bought a house.
I have it here that you guys had acquired a house.
Workshop
Bought a
living
house.
space. Yeah,
Oh.
we rented a workshop / living space.
This probably has a workshop in the basement. If it has
I thought that was just for that one thing. I thought the rest of us were staying in an inn the whole time. Okay, I misunderstood. That's fine.
All right, yeah, but okay, yeah. So just to clarify, the party does own a house, and technically, Mister, the way it's set up is that the first floor by the street would be the workshop, which would also have like a vendor window if you were vending out of there, and then a back and upper floor.
So we bought this place?
We leased it for a year.
So it wasn't uncommon for most of the ancient world for you to live and work in the same building.
Yes, I know. I'm just clarifying. Like, do we have a landlord or do we actually own the place?
Landlord.
Okay. So we've made some leasehold improvements then.
Yes.
A
Yes.
lot, yes.
Namely, that the place now sports a permanent teleportation circle and permanent private sanctum.
Indeed.
Those are probably in the basement.
I would imagine that's where you stuck me.
Well, you got half the basement.
Dang.
Sinclair got the other half.
I mean, I have a room down there somewhere.
Well, the
Yeah,
teleportation
it is.
can't be in the same spot as the sanctum, because the sanctum prevents teleportation. So the circle's probably like in like the back of like the public workshop on the first floor, as like an arrivals area. And the actual basement is the sanctum that is magically secured, which means sound can't leave the basement. The barrier appears dark and foggy, preventing even dark vision from looking through it. Sensors created by divination cannot appear within the protected area. Creatures cannot be targeted by divination spells while in the area. You cannot teleport into or out of the protected area, and planar travel is blocked within the warded area.
So Gilbert, is the city set up like row house style? It'll be a long rectangular building.
Yeah. Roughly. The actual architectural style is actually more beehive-shaped structures. But yes. Think closer to like Tatooine's Adobe.
Okay, well, that's that rectangular parts.
Yeah, it's like rectangular, blocky lower sections that then beehive and dome towards the top. Make sense?
Yep.
All right. Additionally, you guys have acquired and seen several clay tablets that look like this.
Is it complaining about the price of copper?
Where's our expert in gibberish?
No,
That's
no. Well, it's
Hey,
written.
is that the fucking AMSU tablet?
There are several of these tablets claiming that the spell work and potion make of Intervin and Father Maxwell is substandard and prone to failure.
Oh my god.
Does this look like it was written by somebody personally, or what is this like meant like ancient world printing press?
You mean a room full of scribes? That's their version of a printing press.
Yes, ancient world printing press.
Yeah, okay. And how was it done personally by this one guy, or did he have a room full of secretaries doing it?
I don't know how you would tell that.
Different.
Do
Either
they have different hands when you compare two of them together?
Give me an insight check.
Since I'm looking for minute like differences, could I use investigation?
Sure.
I will help him.
I'll give you guidance.
Yeah, there looked to have been 3 different hands involved.
Okay. Okay. Is it signed?
Yes. Yes. It is signed by the Green Alchemist Alhazer.
All right, are we all down for like going and kicking this guy's ass?
Oh, absolutely.
That's not going to look good for your credibility.
Why? I'm going to go in there with my. He says my spell work is shoddy. I'm going to show him shoddy spell work.
I was gonna say it's not gonna look good for his teeth.
Pew,
Is
pew,
the guy
pew,
saying
pew,
this
pew.
like also of magical ability? Like,
Sorry, what?
is the guy making these claims also like a spellcaster of some kind?
Give me a history check. Check.
Okay,
You want assistance?
I would love assistance.
I'll give you guidance.
There's 5 things I can't give assistance with, pork chop.
Nah.
God, I've got like every Cobalt product open right now. That was a bad idea. All right. Yes, this is actually a well-known person in the area. Alhazer, the Green Alchemist, is effectively the largest producer of health potions on the downriver side of these lands.
Well, here's what you do, Irvin. If you want to save your credibility and teach this guy a lesson, you should challenge him to a wizard duel
That's
in public.
what I was going to do. I was going to walk down the street at high noon and call him out.
Ah, well. You were way ahead of me then. I thought you were just gonna I thought we were all gonna show up at his house and just like kick his teeth in, but that's
If
much
he
better.
if he wasn't a well-known figure, like where his address is publicly known, yeah, I was totally going to do scry, and then we're going to just deep strike his ass.
Scry and fry him right in his house.
The last person who insulted the quality of my products was never seen again.
Well, he was seen, but over there and over there and a little over there.
So his address is publicly like well known.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, he owns a tower upriver in the city of Uramar.
Oh, he's in a completely different city.
Yes.
I mean, it's on our way to Sura. We're going that way.
I guess we are headed that way. However, there is a spell I need to cast before we leave town. For you see, he's spreading word via this primitive, simple, unmagical means of getting this word out. That is not how you insult a wizard. As I'm going to do a skywrite ritual to put words in the very clouds.
Of course.
Calling El Hazir is a plagiarist and a liar, and is too much of a coward to face Intervin openly. And that's just going to hang over all of Urkarash. Everyone can see it. Like they just sit there for a good full solid hour. And I can do that over and over again because it's a ritual. It costs me nothing to do that.
Just copy pasta, the insult.
Oh
My
no!
God, you are petty. Alrighty. So, what do your guys' timetable look like? Like, you waiting for that message to travel, or
Oh no, we're gonna go towards him. And like every couple of hours, I refresh the spell above us so everyone on our journey can see how much of a coward he is.
What is the guy's name that we're after?
Alhazer.
Al Hazer. I'll join him by I don't know if it works this way, but it doesn't have a save, and it says one creature I'll point to hear a whispered message and can reply with a whisper. So I'm just going to be pointing at random people, telling him how much of a liar this guy is.
uh-huh. Anybody else hopping in on this?
I mean,
I'm not getting paid, so I'll join in.
I could pull out the violin and start singing songs about him.
Right. That's right. Your year of labor. I forgot to cover that.
Oh yeah. How much did he make? Well, how much did his
Nothing.
company lose?
Everything.
All right. What's the cost of comfortable lifestyle?
2 gold a day.
All right, fair deal. So with your work, you're living comfortably for the year
All right.
and have made in profit, because you've made enough to presumably cover your living expenses, $500 gold.
Ooh, nice.
All right. So you guys are just beginning to travel to Uramar?
Unless somebody has other business they want to take care of.
Not at the moment.
No, I'm fully invested in this.
Sorry, I had to get up. Were we waiting for me?
No. We're just handling the logistics. All right, so it'll take about 2.5 days for you guys to reach Uramar.
Okay.
All right, you guys heading there? All right. So you guys begin traveling along the road by the river, through the farmlands outside of Urkaresh, past the date trees, through the taxing posts, into the fortified farming community of Toresh, where Faradul is from. Probably picking up a sandwich or something, who knows?
Yeah.
Headed through the other side of those gates, through the fields of wheat, still along the river, past the fetid, spooky swamp, until you reach the stone walls of Uramar. It's the middle of the day, and you can see that the farmers outside are taking their siestas, and the merchants inside are continuing to trade their wares. Guards let you into the city. All this time, your sky-written message hovering over you as you enter the city's walls.
Yes.
As you do so, you see another message appear in the sky. It reads, "Intervene. You are a fool and a coward. Face me outside the front stoop of my tower."
It's funny how we have to come all the way to his front door to face him. I mean, right?
Given that this guy is a wizard, you should probably not fight on his front door.
When I see that, is there like a guard nearby?
Yes.
I would turn to the guard and ask him what his name is.
Deg?
Greetings, Deg. I am the wizard Intervin. As you can see, me and a other fellow are having a bit of a spat that is likely to resolve in violence. What is the city's legal position on such duels?
The guard looks up at the sky, looks down at you. Oh God, King, help us! Out of the walls, or in the tower, nowhere in the streets.
And I should nod my head and said, that is sensible. As I begin casting magic, doing another skywrite ritual to respond that I am not, unlike you, I am not so callous as to casually disregard the lives of the people here. Meet me outside the walls and we shall settle this. And I guess we could just turn around and go back outside the walls.
All right. You see another skywrite appear up in the sky. Meet me in the fields of Turbid's farm. And then there's a picture of a phallus.
I just skywrite a poop emoji in response. I never go with that. All right. Well, I guess we would just ask for directions, like, hey, where's so and so's farm?
Oh yeah, they give you directions. He lives off to the east side of Uramar, just kind of north of the swamp. He's known for renting out the shittier, closest to the dangerous swamp part of his field for uh, settling such things as wizard duels.
Indeed, indeed. I suppose we start walking that way. On the way, like, how long would it take us to get there?
Like an hour.
Okay. So, as we're approaching, would there be any evidence that we are the second to arrive? Did this El Hazir beat us there?
Well, about halfway there, you see a sky rat appear up ahead. I'm waiting, you cowardly elf. Come face me already.
Okay. Great. So when I see that, I'm going to stop and I'm going to cast a couple of spells. First, I'm going to cast Enhance Ability, Cat's Grace on myself. And then I'm going to use a scroll to cast See Invisibility on myself. And then resume the journey.
Okay.
Well, you're casting Enhance Ability on yourself. I'll pop a scroll of haste on you as well.
We still have 30 minutes to get there.
Oh yeah, that's right. I forgot haste is short.
Also, the reason I'm doing this is those spells are not visible.
I was gonna say, you want me to cast Enhance Ability on you? Because I can keep the... Because that's con, isn't it?
It is con. I only need it in the beginning. It won't matter.
Oh, okay.
And yeah, we just approach openly, sedately. As people... well, more as people who are unhurried to reach their destination, but nor are we turning from it. This is a chore and a task to be done, not something that needs to be done with any alacrity.
Alrighty. All right.
So yeah, I would just walk straight to the field.
All right, you walk to the field. You can see sitting on a fucking sawed. What am I talking about? On a cut down tree stump, an alchemist in brilliant emerald robes, flanked by what looked to be a couple of acolytes and a very large rat with a vest and a monocle.
Intervene when you cast Enhance Ability. Cast Long Strider on you. Extra movement.
Okay.
Because that I can do with a spell slot, so don't need to waste a scroll.
Intervene! You've arrived.
So I have. So, shall we settle this like wizards?
Indeed we shall. But first, would you like this to be to the death? Or to whoever yields first?
Sinclair laughs out loud when he says that.
I mean,
He's hung out with Intervene for a year. He knows the answer to that question.
I see they've never heard of To the Pain around here.
It shall be to the death. You lying, plagiarist sack of shit.
Indeed, you podunk, illiterate swine. He stands up from his stump.
I'm just thinking of Hook, you second grade substitute teacher.
You can see the farmer stepped out of his house. All right, all right. If you guys are gonna do this, you're doing it over in the field there. I got 2 rocks. Each one of you start by standing on the rock. I don't want any collateral damage to my property.
Very well, then. I head over to the rock.
Indeed.
And I'm going to stop before I get onto the rock. And I'm going to turn to Al-Hazer and say, I do not trust you, you coward. And so I'm going to cast a detect magic ritual to ensure that nothing has been tampered with. As you are no doubt of the perfidious sort, I expect you to be doing the same.
You literally see him, like, beginning his ritual for the same crap.
Yep. We trust nothing about this.
Oh, another thing I could have done, Intervin. Inspiration doesn't show up either. So like 2 minutes before we got there, I could have sang you a little jangle and gave you 1 bardic.
Sure. Why not?
Because mine's enhanced, so you could throw it on anything.
Oh, by the way, the 2 rocks that you guys have to start on are 60 feet apart.
Okay.
Blessed is visible though. It shows like an aura around them. I think, right? It's not a subtly.
What?
Is blessed a visible, like something you can tell somebody's affected by bless?
Doesn't say it has any visual effect.
Yeah, I'm not seeing a description for visual effect.
I mean, because we're more than willing to cheat.
Yes, that was rather the point.
Yeah. So then, yeah, you probably would have blessed him. What's duration on bless?
He has bless as well. Yeah, he has bless as well.
Cool.
What's the duration? Remember, we're doing this before we get. Oh yeah, so.
Do you have the ability to subtle spell?
Does Father Maxwell have the ability to subtle spell?
I don't think I do. No, not with this.
Then it'll be rather conspicuous that you're blessing Intervin before the duel.
Then I won't do it.
Fair enough.
Wait. Hang on. I do have Meta Magic Adept. Let's see which the 2 Meta Magic things I took.
You didn't pick subtle spell. I'm concerned.
I took subtle spell and twin spell. Yes, I did. So yes, Gilbert, I do have the ability to cast it quietly.
He subtly twin spells bless just on Intervin, so he gets 2d4 on each roll.
No, I can't do it that way.
That's not how that works.
I know.
Bless, I can't dual cast bless. I can only dual cast single
I know.
Yeah.
I know. That was the joke.
Yeah, I did it for cure spell.
That was the joke.
So I suppose we finish our detect magic rituals.
Indeed. I'm satisfied that you haven't sabotaged our honorable duel.
Well, what does detect magic tell me?
There's nothing shady about the rock.
Well, yeah, but it's a 30-foot radius. I assume he would be within it. What magic does he have on him?
The rocks are 60 feet apart. I mean, are you getting closer to catch him in it?
Well, we would have checked both of our rocks to ensure that like he didn't put like shielding spells around his rock.
No, I see. Fair enough.
Like we would have ensured that there was like no other magic other than ours, like what we had on us, that was coming out
By
of this
doing
field.
that, wouldn't he notice that you're?
Yes. He would notice that I have magic on me. I also have a bunch of magic items. I'm just fucking glowing with magic. I assume he's much the same.
He is.
Yeah. You know, we both knew that this was going to happen. We were not subtle about this.
The cheaters trying to catch the cheaters cheating while simultaneously out cheating them.
It's not cheating if we both came into this knowing that we were going to pre-buff ourselves for what we could.
I know. But yeah, he's radiating, you're radiating.
Mm-hmm. And yeah, I then mount, a rock and just kind of wait for him to mount his.
That must be painful.
All right. Yeah, he gets ready to mount his, and you can see his acquaintances are quickly backing up to a safe distance.
I too will back up to a safe distance.
Back up
Safe-ish.
like 5 feet from where we stopped.
All right. And he climbs up on top of his rock.
And then I think we begin.
All right.
Like, there's nothing more to be
How long
said.
do we wait before we engage? How long do we wait before we jump into hell?
We wait until Intervin goes down, and if the wizard continues, then we kill him.
All right. Yep, there's that initiative roll, Underdark. Underdark gets the first move.
Indeed. So I shall start off by spending 2 sorcery points to quicken spell with my 6th level slot, Globe of Invulnerability.
He turned himself into Pokeball. That is my favorite spell with Father Mary, the Pokeball. I love it.
No. This is not Odaluke's Resilient Sphere. This is Globe of Invulnerability. It's a different spell.
Oh,
This is the I am going to now beat you with a dead fish to death spell. Gilbert's laughing.
Uh-huh. What else are you doing?
Well, that was my bonus action. And then, as my primary action, I'm going to Super Soaker the Mage.
Uh-huh.
Does a 17 hit him?
Not after he reaction casts Shield.
Okay.
His move. Unless you got anything else.
I have movement, but I'm just going to stay on my rock tauntingly.
Can you guess what he casts?
Nope.
Globe of Invulnerability.
That's great.
Yeah, we got 2 fucking wizards. Alright, Under.
So now this requires a little bit of DM interpretation. So, Globe of Invulnerability states that a spell of 5th level or lower cast from outside the barrier can't affect creatures or objects within it, even if the spell is cast using a higher level spell slot. What is your ruling on an object that is that I cast as a targeting an object outside the sphere, but then moves into the sphere?
Are we talking like
if I throw ball bearings at them and animate them, and then they pass into the sphere, do they stop being animated at that point?
They bounce around inside the sphere like buckshot.
Because it's not an anti-magic field. It just says that spells cast from outside don't affect things that are inside. But if they're already being affected, does that cancel it?
It's an anti-spell casting shield, not an anti-magic shield.
Yeah, so if I can weigh in on the way this is written, I think if it were meant to have an effect beyond like when the spell is cast, that would be called out explicitly.
Yeah. Yeah, the only weird thing I could see that someone could ever possibly try to make an odd argument is that the ball bearings become creatures that are affected by that spell, and then some really wacky logic to argue that that should deactivate inside the dome.
Right,
But
because they
that would
are
be like,
creatures under my control once I cast the
right.
spell.
Uh, but that would also be like, kind of a weird one.
Hmm. Okay, I was just curious what your ruling on that was. I'm actually not going to cast that because that's also a concentration spell.
Mm-hmm.
I'll just put a damper on a relationship.
It does. Hang on, I just gotta check, is that concentration or not? So in that case, I shall shoot him with the Super Soaker again. Does a 23 hit him?
Yes.
Got
I bet you that wizard's real surprised right now. Because that's not a magic spell, is it?
No, it's not a spell. It is a spell attack, which is different.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't actually have a level.
Crucial legal. Well, I mean, cantrips would be blocked by it, but
Right.
yeah,
Well, cantrips are
Crucial
level
difference.
0.
yeah.
Anyway,
also be
That'd be so funny. Globe of invulnerability. Firebolt. Wait, what?
so 16 points of bludgeoning damage, and he has to make a strength save or fall prone.
Let's see. Okay, yeah, so it's a magical effect.
It is a magical effect, yes. So he fails and falls prone. And then he has to make a concentration save.
Mm-hmm.
Aww. He stays immune.
Mm-hmm.
I believe it's his turn then.
It is. My God, I've got too many fucking tabs open. Where the fuck is it? Here we are. All right. So, let's see. Okay, good. It is within range. All right. So he stands up and he speaks a word of power. Intervin, do you have 150 hit points or fewer?
Nope.
You have more than 150 hit points?
No, you asked if I have more than 150 hit points. I do not have more than that.
Oh, okay. Yes, you are stunned. Power word stun, 8th level spell.
Okay. What language did he speak that in?
The power word language.
Doesn't that require me to understand him?
No?
No? Okay, I couldn't remember if it was one of those or not.
No. Like power word is it is a word of power. It's like the actual intonation of the word causes the effect.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, alright, yeah, I'm stunned.
Indeed. All right. Does that cause concentration to end?
Yes, it does.
All right. Okay, that's his turn. Now your turn. You can make a Constitution saving throw at the end of your turn.
Indeed.
He's currently laughing heartily to himself.
22.
You are no longer stunned.
Indeed.
He's no longer laughing. He thumbs his chin for a moment. And he will cast a spell at you. Yeah, we'll go with this. Yeah, he casts a spell on himself.
Okay. What spell does he cast?
Give me an Arcana check.
Tensor's
We were
trash.
expecting this.
And back.
Yeah, so far it's a bunch of wizards wiggling their fingers at each other.
We got this.
Yes, Tensor's transformation.
Oh, so he's dropping his globe?
Indeed.
That's a physical change. He didn't have to make an Arcana check for that.
Well, it might have done something. I wanted to know the exact spell, though.
Also, Tensor's transformation doesn't come with a visual effect. He jumps off his rock and runs 30 feet towards you.
Okay.
Your turn.
I cast Wall of Force and put him in a bubble.
Mm-hmm.
So, 10-foot hemispherical dome. Immune to all damage. Cannot be dispelled by Dispel Magic. It requires Disintegrate to destroy it.
Mm-hmm.
That's all. Oh, I back up 30 feet. 40 feet, actually. I have Long Strider.
Indeed. Basically, Sinclair.
So
gave you
I
a
should
pair
be
of
like 70
stilts.
feet away from him now.
Mm-hmm. Yep. He walks forward, taps on the dome after his face bonks into it. And dodges. Your turn. Intervene?
Yes, I heard you.
Okay.
I'm thinking. I guess Tasha said he has laughter on him. Wisdom save.
That's a range of 30 feet.
I thought it was 60.
Nope.
Oh. Oh, sorry about that. Okay, I move forward to 30 feet away and cast Tasha's Hideous Laughter.
All right. That's what kind of save?
Wisdom. Failure.
He is laughing.
Indeed. He is prone on the ground laughing.
Yeah, well, it's his turn.
Boo gets to make a save.
He gets to make a save. At the end of his turn.
Oh, you know that would drop your...
I know. Force shield.
Okay.
Force wall's gone.
Uh-huh.
Still a failure.
All right, your turn.
30 feet away from me.
Mm-hmm.
I toss 10 ball bearings over there and cast Animate Object and begin beating the crap out of them.
Okay.
By the way, Tensor's is concentration, isn't it?
Yes.
He's incapacitated.
Yep.
So that's that. So he doesn't have the AC
save
bonus.
against it.
Say again.
He has to make a save against it.
Oh, that's right. I forgot about that
And
part.
when Sensors ends, you got to make a save or take a
Yep.
exhaustion.
Yeah. Did he make that?
No, I'm about to.
Okay.
After Interven's ball bearing assault, I got a quick
that's
question.
good.
All right, he
Passed that.
passes. All right. So now you're gonna beat the shit out of him.
Yes, with ball bearings.
Mm-hmm.
As one does.
Interven cast Magneto.
Damn! I see like 220s in that.
Well, he's shielding.
He's currently incapacitated and cannot take reactions. The 16's a failure on the saving throw for Tasha's. So at least that first attack he can't shield.
Tasha's here is a concentration spell.
Ah, yes, you're right.
Yep.
It is. Okay.
And the two fucking DMs just actuallying each other.
Yeah. I'm not used to only having one concentration slot in this campaign.
You thought you banned counter spell, but you didn't ban counter ruling.
Yep.
So how many?
With his shield, how many of those hit?
25 hits, natural 20 hits, 23 hits, 26. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 hits, including the 2 nat 20s. 4 normals, 2 crits.
Okay.
Man, he was really hoping that he'd be fucked up by that power word stun.
39 points of bludgeoning damage.
Oof. That is some hurt.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And then I back up 40 feet, so I'm now 70 feet away from him.
Mm-hmm. Let's see, that's how many ball bearings?
10. Now, they are considered size tiny.
Mm-hmm.
So they can't really physically block him from, like, moving.
Right. Says tiny, can't stop him. Let's see. He'll go with Misty stepping 30 feet closer. That would put you guys at 40 feet apart. Walk forward 30 feet.
Okay, so that puts him at 10.
Yep. And we'll go with the classic firebolt.
Okay. That'll hit me.
10 points of fire damage.
Okay. As a reaction, I cast Absorb Elements and half
All right.
the damage. Is that it for him?
Yes.
Sorry, I'm just looking at the speed. Trying to look at the speed for the ball bearings.
I think it's 30 feet.
doesn't have it.
As the two wizards consult their spell books in the
Yeah.
middle of combat.
Okay, yeah, 30 feet. Okay. Alrighty. Well, he's 10 feet away from me.
Mm-hmm.
I cast Super Soaker on him. Oof.
Ouch. Is he gonna shield that?
No.
So that is 43 points of bludgeoning damage.
All right.
And strength save or fall prone. Oh, hey, he doesn't fall prone.
All right.
I then, as a bonus action...
Hold up there.
Okay, that was just my action, by the way.
Yep, I know.
Okay.
But your attack has triggered stuff.
Ah, okay.
You activated his trap card.
Why, did that bloody him or something?
Uh-huh. All right.
Because he's the type of wizard that would have contingency.
Mm-hmm. And I'm more just making sure that the contingency I have is actually, like, kosher. Because it occurred to me as we are doing this, I'm like, wait, did I maybe misread something?
5th level or lower, casting time of 1 action. Targets you. Like, he targets himself only. It takes effect immediately. He can't stop it.
Indeed. As you see a sphere of shimmering force enclose him.
Odalux?
Yep.
Nice.
So Intervin's taken all of 5 damage at this point.
Yes.
So,
He has made a tactical error by doing that.
with all the skywriting, Gilbert, what's the turnout?
I mean, yeah, are we selling tickets or something?
Not many. Most people are of the mindset of wizard duels are problematic for our health.
Fair enough. So that was my action. He's in his sphere, right?
He is in his sphere.
Okay. Well, I'm going to just walk past him towards my ball bearings and have them move to interpose themselves between me and his sphere. So I would be now 20 feet away from him. The ball bearings would be... Actually, he moved 60, so they'd still be, like, behind me. Anyway, I move them 30 feet closer so that they're 30 feet from him. I'm 20 feet from him now.
All right.
But in a line, so the ball bearings are 10 feet behind me.
Mm-hmm.
That is all.
All right, so let's see. That would put a distance between you and him of
20
feet. He is going to roll after you in his ball.
Good.
And then hit you with his ball.
Bonk.
Doing nothing other than be obnoxious.
Right.
Yep. Yeah, he spends all that movement getting up to you, dashes, and continue to bonk into you with the ball.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. We're on like a field, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
You're being assaulted by the wizard volleyball. Beach volleyball of doom.
And if I recall,
Right.
Odaluk's sphere specifies that the sphere is the minimum size to contain the creature.
Mm-hmm.
So he's a medium-sized creature.
Yep.
So it would fit within a 5-foot cube.
Yep.
Okay. On my turn, I cast Mold Earth underneath him and excavate a 5-foot cube of earth.
It's only about 3 feet. It forces him into the fetal position. It says minimum size. It is excruciating.
Oh god, that would be horrible. But no, I wouldn't rule it that way. But the point is yeah, I'm excavating, a 5 by 5 by 5 cube of earth underneath him so that he falls down into the ditch.
Indeed, he's looking up at you from inside the ditch, flicking you off.
Yes, a sheared walled ditch that he's now inside of a sphere.
Yep, you found a way to put the round peg in the square hole.
Indeed. His turn.
Hmm?
Well, okay, no, sorry. That's my bonus action. Ball bearing is now hovering over the top of this opening,
Mm-hmm.
menacingly.
He waits.
Okay, that's all he does.
Yep.
I excavate another 5-foot cube underneath him, so he drops another 5 feet, leaving a 5-foot gap between the surface and him.
Mm-hmm.
That's it.
All right.
Oh god.
He waits.
I fill the hole back in.
Uh-huh.
Oh my god, I know he was burying this bastard alive.
So, how much air does he have in there?
I guess you'll find out.
Okay. Well, the ball ends in a minute, and I just sit there waiting.
Uh-huh. And your animate objects end before that.
Yes.
All right.
Which also means, nope, those will still be there. Yeah, okay. I'm keeping track of that minute, right?
Yeah, I mean, I assume you are, right?
Okay, I would
You'd
be.
Have you'd have an 18-second heads up.
Yeah. So, just in case you didn't think of this, right before the minute ends, I cast Greater Invisibility on myself.
Mm-hmm.
And then I go stand on top of the rock, so as not to leave, obvious evidence of where I am.
Mm-hmm.
And then I wait.
Oh man, this is getting fucking silly. Give me a second.
Well, the funny thing is Mold Earth doesn't specify that it makes the Earth structurally sound.
Uh-huh.
5 foot by 5 foot by 5 foot of dirt's a lot of dirt, and it's kind of heavy.
Uh-huh.
Yes.
We wait with intervene.
Now, if it is wet, kind of somewhat moist dirt, as gravity kind of pulls and it settles around the curve of the sphere, when the sphere fails, he would have time before that would slop down on top of him. It would have some
marshy field. We're in a swampy, marshy field.
Yes.
It's very wet.
Right. So what I mean though is
Not
he's not. It's not just like dry sand that just immediately engulfs him.
He would still have time for a part of a turn.
Yeah. The point is I'm forcing him to burn resources or suffocate to death underground.
Mm-hmm.
Well, now we know how intervene will kill a wizard. Bury him. Bury him deep.
All right. And so that's what you're choosing to have done?
Yeah. I walk over to the rock. I stand on top of it. The same rock I was on before. And right before the minute ends, the final action I get, I cast Greater Invisibility on myself.
Okay. I will need a moment then, because I have to do shit on my end that you can't see, and I have to make sure I have it all running correctly.
Mm-hmm. Bear in mind, before this, I did cast See Invisibility, which lasts an hour, so it's still up.
Mm-hmm.
Just in case he tries any of the same shenanigans I'm doing.
Instead, there isn't much of a crowd turnout. Sinclair has decided to just do improv ballad about this fight. You know, sports commentator style.
All right, the Green Alchemist seems to have been buried in the earth. We'll see if he manages to dig his way out.
But in song form, basically.
Right. You want to work on that?
The hero of Canton, the man they call Intervin.
Well, that's really nice of you guys. I don't think anyone's ever called me a hero before.
Sinclair would not use the word hero.
All right.
You know, Intervin, there's another thing you could have did with that whole minute of actions. You could have been a real dick and drank a healing potion. Get your health back up to full. 5 damage you took.
All right. The minute passes, and you can see that the ground is slowly pouring into the hole. Or rather, I should say, the top of the entombment is currently caving in
Okay.
as it sinks.
Is that all?
Yep.
All right. I hold my action to Super Soaker the enemy wizard when I see him. His turn.
Yep, give me a second. I'm fucking calculator.
Math. For shame.
All right. Nothing happens that you can see.
Okay. I continue holding my action.
Uh-huh. All right. Anything else?
I begin loudly talking to his retainers, like, "Wow, he really is a coward, just sitting there in the hole, unafraid to face me." Carried as if, like, wow, your boss sucks.
Mm-hmm. All right. You don't see anything?
Yeah, I continue waiting.
All right. More stuff happens. How about you?
I'll drink a healing potion.
All right. Anything else?
Well, for that turn, no, and then the next turn I would just resume holding my action. So it depends how quickly he gets out. If he gets out right after that, I'm not holding my action. Otherwise, if he's taking another turn to do stuff under the ground.
Oh. I fucked up for both of us under.
What's up?
Well, out of curiosity, how and where are you looking around?
Well, while I'm keeping most of my focus on the hole, I am kind of keeping an eye on the whole field to see if his retainers are stepping in, to see if he's doing something underground to the terrain, etc.
Okay.
Like, there's a reason why I backed up and went on a solid rock. besides hiding
Right,
my
right.
position, it also means you can't mold earth out from under me because it's a rock, not earth.
Okay. In that case, then, what is your passive?
My passive is 15.
Okay. In that case, things are probably okay then.
Okay.
I thought a certain effect had a range that it, in fact, does not have.
The invisibility is as far as you can see.
Mm-hmm. All right, so you're just down in that health potion under?
Yeah, I down the health potion, and then if he still takes more time, I resume holding my action to attack.
All right. All right. As you survey the ground, you still see nothing happening.
This doesn't involve the ethereal, right? See invisibility detects that as well.
Correct.
Okay.
You don't see anything happening on the ethereal or invisible
Yeah,
space on the
just
ground.
making sure, because I realize that it's never come up before, so I might as well be explicit. Yeah, I resume.
Right.
I resume holding my attack.
Yeah, you don't see him telefrag himself with blink. All right. Perfect. Okay. Intervin.
Yep.
You hear the sound of verbal components above you. And you see the green alchemist slowly drifting down from above as a mote of fireball comes your way.
Question: was he
Yes.
revealed before he finished casting fireball?
No.
Okay.
You can clearly see that he's still invisible as he casts.
Well, I would be able to see him then.
Right.
So I saw him before he cast fireball, is what you're saying.
Yes.
So
Fair
wouldn't I
enough.
get an
Good
attack spell before that?
Yes.
Okay. And he's directly above me?
I'm a little off center. But
Okay.
yeah.
26?
That hits.
18 points of bludgeoning damage. And a strength saver falls prone. That fails.
All right. He falls prone as he slowly drifts towards the ground.
Uh-huh. And now he gets to fire fireball.
Mm-hmm. Dex save from you.
Okay.
So what's going on?
I'm fighting a wizard.
That fails.
Just you alone?
Party's all here. We're watching.
27 points of fire damage.
He still can't see me.
Okay.
I don't know if it matters.
All right. Let's see. He does that. Keeps drifting down. Well, actually, drifted down first. Then he did that. Because the falling happens first.
So how high up is he at the end of his turn?
130 feet.
Okay.
Hence why there was a lot of waiting. All right. He hits you with a fireball. That's what he does. Your move.
I cast Dispel Magic on him.
That's 120 feet.
I jump. I'm on top of a rock, aren't I?
Yeah, it's not a tall rock.
Oh, okay. Fair enough. Then I guess I don't do that. $130 feet, you say?
130 feet.
Hold your action to cast it at 120 feet.
No, I don't want to do that. Where is he falling towards? Like he's directly above me?
Like 20 feet. 20 feet ahead of you, and 130 feet up.
Well, that is an interesting thing to have done. Oh, that'd be cheeky. I should totally do that because he can't move in air. He doesn't appear to have any type of fly speed, does he?
No, he appears to be drifting down.
Okay. Actually, that won't help any because he still only goes 60 feet per round. I'm going to hold my action. To cast Magic Missile at him when he gets within range.
Okay.
And, yeah.
Are you upcasting Magic Missile?
No. First level.
Okay. All right.
And that's it.
He drifts down, coming into Magic Missile range.
Pew, pew, pew.
They strike unerringly.
He doesn't shield.
He will.
Okay. Okay, that's good.
Anything else?
It's his turn. He drifted down at the start of his turn.
Oh. Boo. All right.
So he's like 70 feet above the ground.
Yeah, he's 70 feet above the ground.
And prone.
Yeah, for all that matters. He's just doing this like really slow, like somersaulting corkscrew on his way down. You know what? Yeah, this is as good a time as any. He takes a little pouch of his and pours its contents out.
Okay, I'm guessing the contents start drifting downward.
No, they just fall.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Actually, wait, would Featherfall affect it like that?
No. Featherfall targets a creature.
Yeah. Yep. So you see little motes of shiny metal fall to the ground, peppering the dirt.
Mm-hmm.
And then he casts a spell.
Mm-hmm.
And his ball bearings come alive.
Mm-hmm.
And let's see, you're 20 feet away. His teeming horde of 10 little buddy ball bearings come to beat you the fuck up.
Mm-hmm. They're at disadvantage.
I believe they have blind sight, unless I'm mistaken.
Do they?
Has blind sight within a radius of 30 feet.
Oh, it does.
And is
Sorry, I
blind
thought
beyond
it
that
was.
distance.
I thought it was dark vision. My bad.
All good. Here come his ball bearing swarm.
Mm-hmm. That is 9 hits.
All right. 2 of which are crits.
Yep. Unfortunately, I'm not wearing a Baldur's Gate helmet.
Do you particularly care about order of operations with those crits?
No, doesn't matter. It's all bludgeoning damage, so.
Well, at least you're resistant.
Exactly.
So 4, 4, 4, 3, 4, 2, 2. Yeah.
Oh, hey, he bloodied me.
That's his shtick.
Indeed. And then I cast Dispel Magic on him. On him, not the ball bearings.
Right.
So,
right.
everything targeting when you target a creature, I don't think we've ever actually had to use these rules. All spells on him 3rd level and below end. For every spell 4th level or higher, I need to make an ability check. So how many ability checks do I need to make?
Of you said 3rd level or higher?
Any spell of 3rd level or lower ends, no save. For each spell, of 4th level or higher, I have to make an ability check. DC 10 plus that spell's level.
Mm-hmm. All right, that is 2 rolls.
Okay.
And the DC is 10 plus spell level?
Yes.
All right.
So, I probably didn't end anything of the higher level stuff, but Featherfall ends.
Indeed.
He falls 70 feet.
Indeed.
Thud.
Let's see, which is D6
Bounce
for
when he
her.
hits the ground.
He's dispelled.
Yes. And he used his reaction already.
What he uses reaction on?
He shielded my magic missiles.
Yeah, and then it was his
Right.
turn. So
No, that was on his turn. I held his action for his turn.
Right. Clever. Splat.
Okay. If he's still alive, he has to make a concentration save.
Those ball bearings aren't alive.
Oh, is he dead?
Well, he's not moving.
Okay. Well, on my turn, I would then walk over to him, because it's still my turn. 20 feet to him. And, do I have to use an action to examine him to determine if he is deceased? Point is it obvious, or would that actually require an action?
I mean, he drops 70 feet. No, I think it's pretty clear he's deceased.
Okay. Okay.
Who's the most important looking of his acolytes?
Oh, I have something for this. So I look at his acolytes. How many are there?
There's the what look to be two some kind of apprenti, one attendant, and then there's a large rat wearing a vest and a monocle.
Okay. I look at them and I say, well, as the victor in this duel, I do declare by right of conquest that all of his is now mine. What are your names, my new retainers?
All right, let's see. Believe it or not, I didn't think to name any of them except for the rat.
2 boys and a girl?
No,
2 girls and a boy?
no. I'm just gonna say no to everything. The
Any boys?
the rat's name is Scritch Scratch. As in the sound
As long as there's
effect.
not more children.
Sinclair looks over at Father Maxwell. These appear to be adults. They're at least more adultish.
Hold on, let me get to the name generator. Man, thank God for fantasy name generator.
Amen to
But
that.
what about the tower? What's all in it? We got to get it too.
Oh, we'll get there. Don't worry.
Oh,
First,
yes.
we have to loot the body, retain the retainers.
No.
Get to
other
the
way
tower.
around. Let's retain the retainers first. Then we loot his body. And then, yes, we take everyone over to the tower and begin examining my new tower.
Yeah, hold your horses there for a second.
Oh, yeah.
Let me name these guys.
Yeah, I was talking to them to let them know what I was planning, and if they have anything to add, now is a good time to say it while you're looking up names. Though it was pretty funny that we both had the same idea with Globe of Invulnerability.
Yeah, he ended up fucking buffing himself and then fucking dimension dooring up while invisible. His goal was to airdrop you, and yeah, seriously, it was just funny as shit. I cast Globe of Vulnerability. God damn it, that's what I was gonna do. They introduce themselves, and the rat folks, Scritch Scratch. He's been writing. He seems to be transcribing everything on this little piece of paper. Kind of squeaks. Actually, Magos intervene. By the laws of the God King Aked you can't claim his tower directly.
Explain.
Then who do we have to kill?
The God King, he said that in order to prevent mages from accumulating too much power, that they were not allowed to directly seize each other's assets.
Oh, that's fine. I'll seize it.
You did not take part in the duel.
That's where you're wrong. I actually did.
Now, hold on.
I know.
It said... No, I say it in character. Now, hold on. That is a good point, Scritch Scratch. in that the laws say I cannot directly take it. However, as I indicated to the party, these are perhaps the best way to declare it would be our company. Surely I can subrogate this duel to the company, and as a company, we can claim his assets by right of conquest, and therefore I'm not taking possession directly, but merely as my share in the total company.
Such a choice would still, I feel, fly in the face of the God King's strictures. More traditional to these events would be the vassalization of this tower to your tower, per feudal obligation.
I see. Vassalage, I think, is acceptable. So which among you, then, is his head apprentice, his most senior aide?
Who's the number one?
Irony would be that number 3 is the number 1 aide.
That's what I was hoping for.
You guys know me too well.
Fucking read you like a book, Gilbert.
Yeah. That would be number 3.
No, I asked for his number 1.
Yes, number 3 is his number 1. Numbers 1 and 2 died after number 3 usurped them.
So number 3 is number 1? Then why isn't he just number 1? Did he like the name? Sinclair's kind of like eyeing him up and down.
I would turn to Sinclair and be like, this type of convention would explain his loss.
No shit.
Regardless, number 3. Do step forward and give your oath of vassalage.
Number 3 steps forward and provides his oath of vassalage to Interven and his mage tower.
It's a very impressive tower.
It's a fucking residence in downtown Urkaresh.
Wait, his tower's in Urkaresh? I thought it was in Uramar.
No. I'm saying Interven's tower is a flat
right.
downtown Urkaresh.
We haven't gotten to the tower part. There were permits. It was going to take more than a year.
It technically qualifies.
It has technically 3 stories, even if one of them is subterranean.
And completely warded.
Well, naturally.
Oh, Gilbert, are you seeing that blueprint? I'm assuming you saved it.
What? No, I haven't saved anything.
Oh, I threw together a really rough, just rectangular outline with several random room shapes.
All right, and then I would say, well, number 3, I accept your oath of vassalage. Let us all go to your new tower so that we might review the state of it and its contents and take an inventory so that we know what assets you might be able to bring to bear should it become necessary.
And then the tithe, and then the tax.
Of course, my liege.
Congratulations on your promotion.
Ah, yes. Going now to the Wizarding Tower of number 3.
Yes.
It's a silly place.
I do think that I would turn to Sinclair, especially Sinclair since he's kind of the sneaky sort, and say, I suppose we should also make sure to bring along the deceased body. And I wink at you. so that you understand to loot it on the way there, without anyone noticing.
Oh, naturally. Yeah, I'll load it up into the wagon and make sure it's secure.
Alrighty.
Spending a fair amount of time, patting it and making sure it's nice and snug. Checking for any hidden pockets, etc.
Getting the mud and clods of dirt and grass off it, I believe, is what you mean.
Prestidigitation. I'm a bard.
This is like the second bosses of Gilbert's I've killed with gravity.
I really wouldn't like if Intervin said that aloud, like the out of character in character, because Intervin's crazy. Sinclair's like, I really wouldn't consider him boss level.
That was a good movie, though.
He had power where stun. If
He had 8th level spells.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. Sinclair is still standing by his statement.
Yeah, like no. If Intervin didn't
quickly.
roll so damn well, this guy was gonna just basically start getting free hits in.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, another thing, when you crit, you should have used that bardic.
I completely forgot about the bardic.
Mm-hmm. It's a dice roll, and you can use it on attacks.
Yeah, at least I just completely forgot I had it.
Yeah. Yeah, they're hard to, keep ready tracking of.
Especially when Gilbert and I are throwing our spellbooks at each other.
And actually each other and pulling up the 5e tools to make sure we're reading the spells right.
Oh yeah. Magic hinges on that type of bureaucratic nonsense.
All right, so yeah, while I'm stowing the body in the wagon, I will also pilfer it and clean it. Gives me an excuse to touch it.
That's what I was saying about the dirt, mud, and grass, clods of whatnot. Yeah, you could prestidigitate, but if you have to do it by hand, you have a reason to be feeling them up. All right. Alrighty. Let's see.
Oh, also, I'm adding his persona to my collection, so we need to find his journals.
Oh, on the way back to town, do we have someone with, actually healing spells?
Yes.
Would you mind healing me up?
Yeah, no problem. I give you a cure spell. Actually, if we're going back to town, I'll just patch you up with an aid kit.
Well, the reason I was thinking about the spell slots is that way it doesn't use up any actual resources like potions and aid slots.
That's true. I can cast a simple spell.
Yeah, because we'll probably get a long rest at some point, and then you'll just get them all back.
Yeah,
I can do 3 cure wounds. I can upcast as well. I have 5 slots open still.
So can I. I'll give you one upcasted cure wounds. I'll upcast it max level. That should fill you up.
I'm pretty banged up.
Oh, fucking got you good.
Like if you were to use like say a 79-point scale, I'm at 22.
How convenient a scale.
Yeah, no, seriously, like if it weren't for the fact that Intervin had actually done some prep well ahead of time with that wish and the bludgeoning resistance, and passing that save against Power Word Stun, he would have been in a much worse situation.
Oh yeah, for sure. It would have affected a lot more of what I was doing.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you. I'm no longer bloodied. Just injured.
This was what was on the mage.
All right, I'll just hang on to that for now, and we'll get around to sorting it later. And then Intervin, another 27 from me.
Oh, well, that heals me all the way.
Yep, I also just burn up 2 second level spell slots. I'm still sitting on first, so I'm fine.
All right, you guys travel down the road, past the fields, through the gates, all the way towards a tower on the northwest side of town. A very similar architecture to the rest, just this is a, much taller structure by a good 4 floors. Frankly, it's about the height of the central ziggurat. You can see it's alabaster plaster, painted with arcane looking sigils. It's very clearly a wizard tower with all the fanciness on view. Scratch and number 3 lead you through the front foyer. You can see looks like a couple of the other servants are rather bummed to see the body of the now dead Magos. And they lead you into the tower itself, which is a rather spacious, nicely appointed looking tower. You can see here on the first floor a number of tables and a large bronze pot on a burner with groups of servants working. Looks like they're producing health potions.
Okay, well, that's good. Here's what I imagine the tower looks like.
Yeah, but a bit more adobe. But yeah, kind of like that.
All right.
Let's head up a few flights of stairs to about the 3rd floor, which looks to be a rather nicely appointed living space and sitting room.
Well, I see he did not skimp on the comforts. I assume number 3 is still with us.
Number 3 is still with you guys. Scratch hasn't stopped writing.
Mm-hmm. Tell me, did Al Hazir keep journals?
Number 3 speaks up. If he did, outside of the ones we use for apprentice level work, he kept it in his primary residence and personal chambers.
Well, I should like to view these chambers and potentially any records he kept there.
Of course, of course. I'll take you myself.
After all, once we've cleared them, they are your new quarters.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. You guys head into up another floor into the personal quarters of Alcazir. Very, very nicely appointed. He seems to have a preference for tapestries
I see.
and decorative carpets.
Funny. I wonder where he got all these.
Yeah. Actually, you do recognize 2 of them.
Mm-hmm. I imagine we sold them in like bulk, and I guess he picked them up.
We
Well, not
did
all of
sell
them.
a lot
There's
of
just 2 of them.
tapestries.
You can see a writing desk with a series of scrolls and tomes set atop it, along with a spell book on a pedestal behind the desk.
Indeed.
Which number 3 picks up. Flips through it. And you can see he's looking for a scroll. Not a scroll, but a particular thing in there. And Scratch, at this point, kind of chirps up. It'll be a moment, Magos intervene. The Magos was fond of his securities. Uh, Number 3 must take arcane ownership over the tower first.
Of course. That's why I haven't touched anything yet.
Excellent. You see him flip to a page, pause, speak a few words. There's a slight tremble to the tower. And he turns to you. All right, Megos Intervin. I have claimed the tower.
Very good.
You said you wished to discuss the details of vassalage?
I did. As I believe the former Magos Alhazir had been using this tower primarily as a alchemist's workshop to produce health potions, was he not?
Primarily, yes. He would also produce more rare potions at this location, but that would be orders made bespoke, usually for more noble or wealthy clientele.
Indeed. I assume that his venture here was therefore quite profitable.
Incredibly. And with the current political situation, it has only become more profitable.
Indeed. Tell me, besides potions of healing, what do you have a listing of what potions he has the capability to make here?
Well, I'm not entirely certain on his exact capabilities. He would handle most of the high profile orders himself. It'll take a little while for us to go through his uh, his notes and give you a proper inventory.
Of course. As for the terms of vassalage, I would very much like to see this place remain in operations and remain profitable. Obviously, as your liege lord, you would owe some percentage of your revenues to me as a tax. In return, besides, being able to use my name for your own protection, which I shall honor should you find yourselves under attack, siege, or simply a very pissed off Magos who gets a bit too big for his britches. Along that, I also have several formulae of potions of speed in gaseous form, which, if is not already within the tower's libraries, I would be happy to give it to you so as to increase its profitability. After all, the better you do, the more revenue you have, the more you'd be able to pay me in tax. Furthermore, I would also like the ability to have unlimited use of these facilities for me and my company. Nothing too onerous, simply some quarters that we can rest in as needed. And, of course, the ability to peruse the libraries.
Oh, we're about to add something under?
I was about to ask, how does that sound to you, number 3?
Quite acceptable, Megos intervened.
Excellent. And should you find yourself desiring a different designation, feel free to create one for yourself. Some may find being known as a number to be demeaning, and as you are now the head of this tower, you should feel that you are able to command the respect that you are deserved.
Should I feel the need, I will take you up on that.
Well, then, I will leave you to begin organizing the tower as to best operations as you see fit. You've been here probably for years at this point, I believe.
That I have. Born and raised here.
Indeed. And I will likely be availing myself of the library. It is always interesting to see what a fellow Magos, even one of Al-Hazir's qualities, has accumulated.
Of course. The library is just 2 floors down. Uh, the door we passed on the right on the way up.
Well, if it's not a problem, I would actually like to start with these quarters, these records, and his spells here.
Of course.
Great. Let me get my company situated then. I assume there are some visitors' quarters that we can use for the duration of our stay here.
There are. The floor just below the library.
Excellent. Then I suppose I shall see you around. If you feel if you ever need to contact me, feel free to use ascending. Oh, as intermittent kind of things assigned to that, that is a good point. Does this tower possess a teleportation circle?
It does.
I was gonna
He-
say, bro's throwing around 8th levels. It better.
It does. There's a teleportation circle just up the ladder here on the roof.
Very good. Then before I go to my company, I shall go up there and inscribe the sigils of it so that should you have need of my assistance in the future, I can arrive promptly. And I ascend the ladder to do so.
Alrighty.
You said the desk had like journalish looking writing on it, not scrolls.
I said scrolls and tomes. But yes. Teleportation circle, wizard tower, Uramar. It's the only one in the area.
Okay. All right. Yeah, and then I, make sure that everyone in our party is all comfortably situated in the tower. So we'll basically have comfortable quarters in the city for free. That's what I'm telling the party, at least.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It also turns out, again, talking with the party, the tower's quite profitable venture in terms of making healing potions and the like. So I've currently got them essentially to continue doing that, and as their liege lords, they'll be paying us part of the revenue. In return, if they do come under attack, we have to come and prevent them from knocking over our very profitable money generator here.
It's relatively easy to do.
Oh, also we have free reign of all their libraries and stuff.
Yeah, Sinclair's boots up on the writing desk looking for any sort of journal on this guy.
You can see number 3 glare at you as you put your muddy boots on his writing desk.
What? My boots are clean.
You can see him glare at you as you put your boots on his writing desk.
Yeah, basically as soon as Intervin did the whole vassalage contract and finished that, Sinclair walked over to the writing desk, plopped himself down, kicked his feet up, and started looking through the tomes and stuff. All right, where's this guy's journals at?
All right, you go poking through.
I keep mental note of anything that would be interest to Intervin. Sinclair's somewhat Arcana familiar, but he doesn't care about spell books, casting, scrolls, and stuff like that.
Yeah, I'm looking at the spell book first.
Yeah, a lot of the journal stuff really just boils down to ledgers and what look to be alchemical formulae. Looks like he was trying to figure out a way to optimize production.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing noteworthy in there. It's about as optimized as it can be.
Naturally.
As for the spell book, I actually was really lazy with the spell book. You'll see how in a second. These are the spells in there. I was really lazy with the first and second. I don't give a fuck what you pick.
Fair enough. Okay, noted. So we'll take some gold and some time to copy. Mostly except to look up what level these are. I'll have to check, but I think only 2 of those spells, besides the first and second level ones that I'll just be picking. I think only like Contingency and Dimension Door are ones I don't have. Yeah, don't have Contingency at 6th level. Dimension Doors 4. Do I have that? I don't think I do. Nope, I don't.
All right. And with that concluded, Scritch Scratch kind of pipes up. Well, now that is taken care of, I will be departing. I must report this change back at the city.
Of course. Fair travels.
God King's blessings on you. And he skitters off.
What an interesting fellow. Alright, well, it'll take me 40 minutes to copy down all the spells out of the spellbook. Oh, I forgot about Herbert's Stun. Alright, 56 minutes to copy all the spells out of the spellbook.
Intervin the Xerox.
Yeah, it takes me 2 minutes per spell level to copy a spell into my spellbook.
Well, that concludes that.
Indeed. In his writings, is there any other spells or whatnot?
No.
Okay. Alchemical formula? Because, like, I already have the formula for potions of speed in gaseous form.
Yes, you find a series of formulae for resistance of the primary elemental groups. So acid, poison, lightning, thunder, that kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But not psychic, radiant, necrotic force. Those ones are not present.
Okay.
Yeah, just like the absorb elements types.
Got it. Alright. Yeah, I would also copy down just, those formulas as well, and add the formulas for speed in gaseous form to their library.
Let's see. That's the uncommon. There's also water breathing. Diminution. And potions up to superior. Healing, I should say.
Okay. Cool. Well, with the war on, potions of speed are probably going to end up being quite profitable. But
All right.
yeah, I guess we're in town. Well, that little side quest is done. Oh, going through his journals, did we ever find out like why he decided to like pick a fight with us?
One second.
Yeah, was he like crazy or something?
I mean, he had to have been.
Well,
Death wish? Have a death
That's
wish?
that's the that's a wrong question. All wizards are crazy.
That is a correct statement.
Yeah, but not all of us have death wishes. Usually. I may not be the best example there.
Yeah, it's not entirely clear. He does actually just seem like he might have been kind of nuts because he seems rather super fixated on like quality assurance and seemed to feel that anybody that wasn't him and the stuff that he's overseeing is clearly a bunch of incompetent schmucks who shouldn't be dabbling in things.
I mean, that just sounds like normal wizard talk to me.
Yeah, exactly. He was a wizard.
Fair enough. Well,
he was a wizard.
He used
with
to be a
big
wizard.
Ego.
Now he's a corpse.
That's when you find out he a clone. He's biding his time.
Number three is going to be
a clone.
Okay.
I'm joking.
Or
I mean,
is he?
You don't have to be. Like, if number 3 is a clone, but he's like, yeah, I lost, I'll be your vassal. And it's like, okay, that works for me.
He cloned himself before he went crazy. Number 3 is actually rational.
Well, see, there's 2 reasons to install number 3. One is, he's clearly ambitious, and letting him get that ambition out makes it less likely he'll turn on us, right? Because we're clearly helping him, and since he wasn't able to seize power from his old adversary, and we were, therefore we're even more powerful than him and less likely to be felled should he attempt a revolt. It also means that if he, for instance, had like an insurance policy with the local priests to raise him if he should die for whatever reason, number 3, now that he's in the authority, he isn't going to want to give that up. So he'll be our ally against this wizard should he ever return. His ambition basically means that he's not actually going to be loyal to a person who doesn't have anything to offer him, really. That's my read of it.
All solid reasoning. We'll see how it plays out.
I mean, Sinclair just dumped the corpse after he looted it in the bag of holding that he has. Next time we're at sea. A little bit of rope, a couple of shots of lead.
I prefer cremation myself.
He's right.
Reduce him to ash, and nothing outside of true resurrection will be able to bring him back.
Good point. Reduce him to ash, and then dump the ash at sea in a bag with lead shots tied to it.
I mean, I suppose
why
if
not
you
just
want
dump it in the sea.
Or, I assume this tower is a cesspit.
That would work.
There's a pit designated waste with a little doodle of a chute, trash falling down the chute into a square.
That's actually perfect.
There's also
always
a
wanted
vial
one of
of
those.
There's also 2 vials of anti-acid listed as emergency use.
It's just chalk.
Yes. It's just chalk they use to apply to the gelatinous cube.
All right, well, that was my little side quest. You guys got anything you want to do in town?
Well, we can start our conquest by bankruptcy here.
Well, we already have seized the means of production.
So, yeah, we'll first Sinclair will spend part of a day filling the rumor mill.
Okay.
Using a couple spell slots to disguise self, and filling the rumor mill with rumors that there are relics of the Ergonauts around.
Fucking love that name, the Ergonauts. Okay.
It is pretty good.
Yeah, and then we'll just spend the night. We'll wait a day, and then Sinclair will see how the rumor mill sounds the next day, and if it doesn't sound to his liking, that there are interested parties that are seeking these relics, using the information that Pete's character had gathered to solidify their validity. And then, yeah, spend another day, a couple more disguised selves, and continue the rumor mill troughing until
All right. How long are you guys spending?
well, like I said, I'm checking each day to see how the rumor mill sounds. Are people interested in this?
Let's call it a work week.
All right,
It'll be easy to work with it that way.
works for me. So would I have some downtime? Because disguise self only lasts an hour, so.
Yeah. Yeah. Boop 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 boo. Give me some deception checks. I assume you're planting these rumors near the upper class.
Yep.
All right. So mark off 250 GP.
All right.
And boop 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 boo. Yeah, give me that deception check.
All right. Do my disguises help in any way?
Yes.
Okay.
Wait, deception check?
Oh yeah, I suppose Faya can give me his cloud rune. I'll just wear that while I'm doing the salesman's pitch. Or the rumor spreading. I'm not selling yet. So how many do you need?
Just the one.
Oh, just the one.
Yes, you've at the end of the 10-day, you've found that you've planted your rumors quite well.
All right, and how much downtime per day does that cost me?
A couple hours.
Well, I need to know for spell scribing.
We'll say 3 a day.
3 a day? Okay, so that leaves me 5 a day for scribing.
Yeah.
So right, so that's 5. Okay. All right. Well, then the next week I will see if there's anybody interested in buying some relics of the Argonauts.
Indeed. You find a buyer. I think the item was what? They're worth 2,000?
2,000 each, yes.
Yeah. You find a person willing to buy a shoe sling of grub foot.
All right. Well, I make sure to lay it on thick when I'm selling it to him.
Give me a deception check.
Sorry, I was finishing off my math for spell scribing for the first week. All right. Oh, Gilbert, by the way, the rulings and mechanics that we worked on for the flaws, 2 of the items have 2 flaws. So is this one of the flawed items? Doesn't matter to me.
All good. I already rolled. It's not.
Okay.
All right. That 20's your roll?
Yep.
Yes, you convince them. They buy it for 2,000.
All right.
All right. So, what are you guys doing now?
Well, at some point, Intervin and I would have gone over the wizard's inventory and divvied it up. So the scroll of sending under.
I don't need any of his scrolls if you want to keep them.
Okay, yeah, I can keep them in.
Or if there's anybody else in the party who thinks that they would have a good use for those scrolls.
Well, I'll definitely hang on to the sending because that's just handy to have. And then
Other scrolls?
two scrolls of shield. Remember, these require an Arcana check to use. So.
Right.
And then 2 of feather falling.
I have no need for them.
I was gonna say, of the present party, I think Father Maxwell is the only one that might even have Arcana efficiency. Mister?
Huh?
Do you want any spell scrolls from the wizard? He had 2 scrolls of shield and 2 scrolls of feather falling.
I can take the scrolls of shield if nobody wants them.
Okay. Then I will hang on to the feather falling, ironically. And then, yeah, we'll just sell the rest of the stuff unless Intervin wants the jeweled dagger as a prize.
Nah, I got a better one.
A better one?
Yeah, the one I have is magical.
Oh yeah, that's right. I always forget we got that. Then yeah, we'll just sell the rest of the item. Do we need 100 gold point or 100 gold piece emeralds for any spells?
Don't think so.
I don't think it's a component.
No, you can sell them.
Okay.
You can always buy them
But-
later if it turns out we do need them.
Yeah. I mean, I can hang on to like 2 or 3 in case there's some weird, obscure, we forgot about spell.
Well, what I mean though is we sell emeralds for the same price that we would buy them for. So just sell them. We can buy emeralds later if we need them. It costs us nothing to convert it to currency.
That's true. All right, Gilbert. Then yeah, I just sell all of the art value objects from his inventory.
Okay. All doable.
And then
And
yeah, we'll wait another day and see if there's any more buyers for another a different relic. Obviously, they're not all copies of the same relic. We had talked about that.
Are we selling the holy relics?
all right. Let's see. Day 2. Yes, there's one more buyer.
Right, then yeah, I will don my disguise
Uh-huh.
and go about selling to him.
Uh-huh. This one also sells for 2,000.
All right. Then I think we
Do some adventuring.
absolutely.
The DM suggests, tiring of bureaucratic stuff and lusting for the blood of the party.
Blood
I
must
mean-
spill.
Yeah, we have to leave town at some point. Those artifacts have to be.
Well, yeah, that's
Yeah, we literally had just arrived into town and then spent like a week selling stuff that we'd got on our adventures, and consolidating our power in the local magitocracy.
Yeah, that would give Intervin enough time to write a couple of scrolls and read through the entire fucking library with his Xerox eyes.
Actually, right now I'm going through the list of spells to pick 8 first level spells. It's getting hard because I know a lot of them already.
I'm running out of first level spells to pick.
Hey, I can take some of those spells off your hands if you have spell books or something.
Well, it's a spell book.
Underdark. If you
I
find that
have
your
wizard
spell
law.
book is getting too heavy, I could always kill the party, including you. We can start back nice and simple.
Well, no, what you're not understanding, Mister, is Intervin knows all of the spells. So if you need a spell for your spell book because you're part wizard, you could just copy them from Intervin's book.
Yeah, I only know first and second level spells. That's all I have as a wizard.
Aren't
Okay.
you an Arcana cleric?
No, I'm an Arcana cleric. Yes, I'm an Arcana cleric. Yes, I am
A
also a
multi-classed
blade
wizard.
singer. I am a blade singer wizard, Arcana cleric. Yes.
You know that you denied yourself your best feature, right?
What's that?
Look at the cleric.
What about it?
All right, so If you read the details of Arcana Cleric, they don't actually acquire any of the like truly neat features until 17th level, when they are able to take a 6th, 7th, 8th, and 9th level wizard spell.
That's all right.
Okay.
I mean, I took 4 levels of Bladesinger, and so I'm gonna take 16 levels of Cleric. So I'll be 1 level short.
Yeah, no, I figured I'd just point that out.
I've already done it. So I've got 4 levels of Bladesinger, so there's not much I can do about it now. I wasn't planning on multi-classing again. The only reason I took 4 levels of Bladesinger to give me Shadow Blade. That's about the only thing.
All right.
Yeah, and then
Well,
oh yeah,
what are you guys doing
just
adventure-wise?
we're gonna head to Syrup.
All right.
And just to mention, when Sinclair was selling those items, he was using throwaway disguises. He wasn't using his memorable disguises.
I figured.
Just clarifying, because we
Yep.
like to clarify.
That's true. I do like clarification.
And then yeah, we'll head over to Syrup.
All right. You guys follow the river north, or northwest, I should say, to the town of Tarmu, and then take its southern road out along the marshes and past the woods to the south, taking you through some rather sparsely. Oh, sorry, I had to sneeze. Taking you through sparsely populated grazing lands, passed by a few shepherds and all that, before taking a rest, and then on about noon the next day after setting out, you make it into the town of Sura, passing through its farms towards the center of town.
Well, Sinclair would head for the inn where he knows the guy is.
Mm-hmm. Yep, your contact. You head into the inn. The inn's called the Waving Grass, and yeah, you can see your contact. It's noon. He's literally the only one there, other than the innkeep. Oh, and a dog.
Aw, I pet the dog.
Yeah, dog was a good boy. But yeah, you can see your contact sitting in a shaded corner. Sinclair.
Yes.
You're you're here already. Okay, I'll just be upfront with this. Sinclair, do you want the good news or the bad news first?
Well, I'm not one particular for bad news. How about the good news?
Good news? I know where it is. Bad news? I ran into a slight issue of debts, and I no longer have the keystone.
Told you to stop playing dice.
It wasn't dice.
Sinclair kind of just crosses his arm and tilts his head.
A few years back, I ran into some trouble, and I made a deal with two, and She came and cashed it in.
So, who has the keystone now?
It's it's the witch that lives in the swamp here.
You said she was dead.
I never said anything about the witch being dead.
I thought you said she wasn't around anymore.
No, that's my wife, not the witch.
Really need to think of better names for things. Jesus Christ.
What?
First level takes up 2 pages. There's a break in it.
Yeah. Look, I made some deals with the witch of the swamp.
As long as you didn't promise her your Forceborn, you should be fine. I guess we'll go have a talk with her.
No, I didn't. I didn't promise her my firstborn. I promised a favor. It's well, the favor she called in was me giving her the keystone.
All right. Well, I'm just going to find the map because there's a swamp. Pretty much north, right? That's the darker green tile.
No, that's marsh.
Oh, oh, the darker brown tile to the west or east.
No, that's lowland forest.
Okay, so the medium green color then.
Yes, literally the one in between.
Okay. Then yeah, we'll go have a talk with her.
Oh, all right. Tell Granny we here in town say hi.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, don't do that. Just yeah.
Yep. And Sinclair takes a coin purse off his belt and just tosses it to him. Try not to gamble this all in one place, and then he'll just turn around and start walking out.
How much is in it?
100 gold pieces.
As you walk out, you hear him choking on his beer. He was apparently not expecting that much. And I'm going to step away for a second and use the restroom.
Roger that.
He kept his promise. He found me the keystone. He might not have been able to hang on to it, but he did keep his promise.
So what are we doing here?
We need a keystone to get into that tomb for the immortal dude's secret. Remember the keystone that you needed to open all the doors in the other dungeon? That funky stone that only worked inside the dungeon?
Yeah, the doors we could just bypass with knock, because it's just arcane lock.
No. The tombs work differently.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's not just arcane lock. It's Gilbert arcane lock.
Yeah.
So we need the Gilbert arcane knock, which is the keystone, which apparently a witch has. So we need to go.
Are we gonna hunt the
relinquish-
stone through the window?
All
yeah,
right.
we need to go relinquish it from her.
Yeah. I do need to
So-
tell Gilbert something, just because he as the DM gets to know this. Because I would have cast contingency, probably the previous day to us arriving here.
What do I get to know as the DM?
So on the way here, like the day before we arrived in this town, I would have prepared contingency and cast it. Triggering fire shield should someone I consider an enemy move into melee with me.
LOL. I've got you now, wizard. Fuck.
Okay.
Off to see the wizard, the wonderful witch of the swamp.
Indeed.
Oh, Intervin, how many cure wounds are you hanging on to right now? The spell scrolls I gave you.
I think I still have them. I have 2 of them.
All right, take 4 more.
Okay.
It's a first level spell I can scribe.
Sure, it's... You know, the first person I'm picking up if I need to use these is going to be Father Maxwell, right?
Yes, that's the idea.
Yeah.
It's cheaper than a healing potion.
Yeah. Well, maybe not anymore, but yeah, I know what you mean.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, technically. At least for us.
Well, I can make healing.
No, I was joking because we basically have vassalized a potion factory.
Oh yeah, that's true. That's true.
But yeah, it only costs 25 gold in a day. So I'm just like, I'm going to copy paste these anytime that I have downtime.
Yeah, no worries. Yeah, I spent that downtime actually redoing scene visibility, and I think that was it, because that takes a day or something.
We had 10. You had we had 12 total.
Right, I'm just double checking. Okay, so that would have taken a day and a half for that. Yeah, I need to make some more scrolls.
Yep. Yeah, we had 12 total because we spent a week carousing and 2 days selling.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, except I'm looking at like the list of spell scrolls I have, and it's like I don't think I'd actually want to make any spells. Oh, I know what I want to make. Yeah. I'll make a couple of those. Still won't take all that long. They're first level scrolls.
Yeah, how long are we gonna stay in town to copy spells?
Well, you had 12 days. The other...
We had 12 days. It was just I had some downtime there. I should have been.
Yeah, for those 12 days, Father Maxwell, you should have been able to copy most of his first level spells to your book.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because it only takes you like I think an hour per level.
Something like that, yeah.
Because you're not the Xerox machine class.
No, I'm not a Xerox machine. I'm a blade singer. Monk.
Yeah, you would have had a total of 96 hours.
He's
to
the
copy
interpretive
spells.
2 hours.
dance wizard.
So it would have been 2 hours per spell level of spell you wanted to copy out of my spell book. So a first level takes 2 hours, a second level takes 4 hours. So you could do 4 first levels per day or 4 second levels per day.
48 levels worth of spells he could copy in that time.
Oh, okay. So that's most of his first level spells.
Yeah. Basically, I posted the list so you could pick and choose which ones you want to prioritize.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing. I'm going back over it now.
The check marks are just the ones I usually have prepared.
I have most of the ones you had, like Tasha's shield, absorb elements. I have those spells as well. I don't have like magic missile. I don't have any of the combat spells because I don't focus on combat.
Yeah, fair enough.
A blade singer that doesn't focus on combat.
I have
He doesn't focus on
cleric
wizard combat.
Yeah, I don't focus on wizard combat. I focus on cleric combat. But the blade
He
singer
buffs himself and runs into melee.
Yeah.
There are a total of 27 first level spells on that list. You have 48 spell levels worth of copy time as long as you have the 50 gold pieces, which we can front, and it's no problem. Just tell me how much. You'd only be spending if you used all 48 hours to copy, or 48 levels to copy spells.
An important couple, mister, is in the second level. Do you know Hold Person and Magic Weapon?
No, I do not.
You might want to copy those first, because if you're running into melee, those are really good ones to have.
Okay. I have second levels. I have enhanced ability, shadow blade, spider climb, and pyrotechnics. I took those for just I don't know why, but magic weapon, yeah, that's a good one.
Huh? You don't know pyrotechnics, Intervin.
Isn't that a cantrip?
He said second
No,
level.
it's a second level spell.
Ooh. Well, I'm going to have to copy that from your book then.
It's like a flashbang grenade. That's what it is.
Yeah.
That's what my original goal was. He tosses a flashbang.
Yeah, if you know Pyrotechnics and Shadowblade, I would probably copy those into my book out of your book.
Yeah, I know those two because those are the combat spells I took. The only reason I took them.
All right. Well, we would probably then head off to see the witch.
All right. You guys head off into the swamp.
All right, Father Maxwell, do you want me to just deduct the 2,400, the 48 levels worth of spells,
yes,
and you'll
yes,
figure it out?
yes,
You'll use
yes.
all that time. Okay, yep.
Yes,
I'll just deduct
yes.
it, then we have that taken care of. Off to see the witch.
Indeed. You guys head off into the swamp.
So, Sinclair,
Hmm.
this is a hag, right? We're going to face a hag.
Well, Gilbert, what do I know about the Witch of the East?
The Witch of the Swamp.
Well, she's east of the town.
Also, there's
Ish.
a lot of swamps. Well, give me a history check. All right, 10.
Oh,
So,
quick question.
yeah.
Ever since I've come to the Nagarmore frontier, I've been keeping journals of my travels. Could I use my journals as advantage?
No.
Okay.
So, what you know of the Witch of the Swamp, Ursura, is that she's both a local, like, witch and kind of medicine woman. She's got a kind of spooky reputation, turning people into newts and stuff. But
But they always
also,
get better.
yeah, sometimes. Um, but also provides services to the kind of local people should they, you know, need help with something, and they can't really get that kind of intervention they need from other sources.
Mm-hmm. Well, then Sinclair will kind of ponder on it after a gymnasium, shrugs, and she might be. I don't really know much about her.
I see. Okay. Do we have any paladins in the party?
This party new.
Okay.
They seem to have all left.
Hmm.
Don't know
Strange.
why.
Yeah. Strange that. Ah, well. Mystery for another day. Let's head into the
Indeed.
swamp.
Indeed. You guys step into the fetid swamp, biting insects, harassing you as you go. It really sucks here. It's just physically humid and unpleasant, and it is a miserable hour of walking through here, kind of following what passes for a natural trail. When you see up ahead, in the shade of one of the swamp trees, a pier with a boat kind of floating in the rather stagnant swamp water, like 15 feet off from the pier. You can see what look to be two young boys standing at that pier, bickering.
What seems to be the problem, boys?
Hmm? Oh, we're trying to figure out how to get that boat.
Why do you need the boat?
We're trying to see the Witch of the Swamp.
Why do you need a boat for that?
Because we don't want to get in the swamp. Bad things happen when you're in the swamp.
Ah,
All kinds of
Sounds
creatures
good
that
for
can
me.
get you, and disease.
How far away is the boat?
15 feet.
Sinclair casually tosses a grappling hook out to it and pulls it back.
I begin doing a detect magic ritual when he does that.
All right, you hit it with the grappling hook, and immediately you see a couple of tentacles stick out of it, and teeth grow out of the side of the boat as the very obviously a mimic begins eating your grappling hook. The
That's
children, the children scream and
I got spares.
immediately hide behind you guys.
Well, it looks like you caught it. Reel it in.
Yep, I start pulling. And backing up as I do.
Indeed, I back up as well.
Indeed, you guys back up. All right, well, let's get that initial rolled. Faradul,
Yes.
Inish.
Sorry.
All good. It's been a rather slow session.
And just for you.
Also need to get commands. Why is that not up?
D2 minus or plus 7.
I think I there's so many mistakes in that. I don't even know what it.
I love it.
I don't even know what all the where to start.
You made one mistake. Your finger slipped from 0 to the dash next to it.
You guys see Father Max. He begins trembling, and he starts talking about things that don't make sense as blood begins to pour from his nose and his eyes roll into the back of his head, and he falls to the ground, twitching. Yeah, he keeps chanting, "Ya, ya, Cthulhu Fazan."
I would update my sheet, but I don't exactly know my bonus because my spell sheet is logging in.
Well, you can probably like roll your actual initiative
All right, here
though.
it is.
Also, I think I'm going crazy. My notepad disappeared on my computer. It's weird.
All right.
I do believe our priest gets to lead us off, so this ought to be interesting.
All
Indeed.
right,
Father Maxwell, there's a mimic. It's the boat. It's 15 feet out.
In the water?
Yes.
Are we on the boat?
No.
No.
Oh well then. I mean, is anybody on the boat?
My grappling hook.
Oh well then. Fuck. I'm gonna blast it with magic missile. I mean, it's in the water. I'm not going out in the water. What? Get these? No. I will shoot it from a distance. So that's what I'm doing. I'm magic missile in it.
Well, now we find out if the mimic knows shield.
No shield, then I'm gonna.
No, I'm kidding. I'm
Really
saying now we
hard
would
spell,
find out if
man.
it knows
Then I'm gonna
shield.
call down God on it or some shit.
I don't know. Gilbert might have learned not to get baited in his reaction with magic missile.
Hey, he needed that. He needed that HP.
Yeah, it turns out he did. I didn't realize he was that near death.
That hits.
Okay, do I want to upcast it? Nah. I'm just gonna fire a first level magic missile at it, just to call it to my attention to come and get me.
I think we have its attention.
Yeah, we got it hook, line, and sinker.
Yeah. 3D 3D4 plus 4. Nine points of force damage.
Indeed, that's some damage. Anything else?
Let me look. No, I'm gonna end my turn for now. I'm really not interested in killing a boat on the water. Let's think. I'm done.
All right, so I'm going to use my whistle to start flying. And I'm going to fly over to the boat and hit it with my hammer.
All right, you fly over as the anti-aircraft flak guns open up.
Oh no!
I'm kidding. They were concealed in the shrubbery.
The shrubbery. I if I could do the sound effect from Monty Python, I would, but I can't.
The shrubbery!
Yes, thank you.
Power word.
Pretty sure that's the sound that you make for power word kill.
Nyeh.
No,
No.
it's probably power word pain.
Yeah, I'll say the way they react, it's power word pain.
Oh.
We are now no longer the
Good point.
knights who formerly say knee. We are the knights who say nippy 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 coing soup boing.
That's power word stun.
No, that's power word confuse. How many hits, Gilbert?
Oh, yes, all.
Okay.
As you get 5% lazier with each swing.
Yeah.
Well, it's like, well, that hit. What about this one? Oh yeah, it also hit. What about this one? Geez, this thing's really got not very great AC, does it?
62 magical hammer damage.
It does D20s in damage.
Oh, derp. I don't
Dear
know why did I do
God.
that. I wish it did.
Derp, 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 derp.
Shh, it does.
And you do plus 13 for your damage roll? God damn!
I mean, it's plus 12, so I mean that's close enough. There we go. 49 damage.
As you bloody the boat.
Fuck you, boat.
Fea?
No, let's not get too hasty there, mister.
Fea?
All right. I'll get big and I'll hit the boat. Reroll the ones. Also, I gotta
Add your big.
add.
Which, hold on a second. Reminds me, 'cause you said you went big, right?
Yeah,
All right.
I can
Is
reroll
it-
that one.
Right, because that does remind me of something. I remember.
Yeah, you sent it.
Okay.
I saw the message.
Okay. I honest to God don't remember if I sent that. It's been a while.
Yeah, these rolls are messed up. It's 28. 49 damage.
As you take your fucking tooth-bladed sword and just hack what's left of this thing to death. The boat, the mimic boat is dead. Its mimicky flesh spilling ichor into the water. The swamp already smelled bad, but now it smells even worse.
So now how are we gonna get across?
I pull my rope.
All right, the shattered mimic boat kind of slumps through the water towards you. The two children look at you guys. Gee whiz! You guys are real strong.
Do they happen to look like this?
Hmm.
No.
No witnesses.
What's this
Okay.
from?
Hercules. The two little demons.
Huh.
Well, I just continue my detect magic ritual.
Yep, and I'll prestidigit my grappling hook clean.
All right. You continue your grappling hook. You continue your detect magic ritual.
I feel like Interview was just like completely unbothered.
I did take a couple of steps back.
Whoa, step back. Whoa.
Basically, yes. It's like if you guys haven't killed it by the time I it gets to me, I guess I'll do something. But other than that, whoa.
Yeah. You guys are casting your magic, and the kids kind of look at the situation. I think we're gonna go. This is I don't think we're this dumb. We're not this needy. They start walking back down the path.
Oh, hang on. And Sinclair will call out to them. We can always escort you to make sure you get to the witch safely. It must be important if you guys are trying to get there. Just hang out with us for a little bit. And don't mind
Yeah,
him.
nothing-
And Sinclair waves a hand at Intervin.
No harm will come to you.
Give me a persuasion check. Or deception if you're lying. It's so hard to tell with you lot.
Well,
We already
fortunately
have
for you,
children,
it's the same
so-
roll.
Yeah, but like, what are you doing?
I'm persuading them to stay.
Okay.
At least until Intervin clears them.
Uh-huh. Well, detect magic goes off. You detect no magic. The kids are not magical.
The terrain's normal. The pier's normal. The boat's normal. The water's normal.
Well, the boat's as normal as it can be. Well, while he was finishing that after I convinced the kids to stay, I'll go start looking for some logs to throw together a raft.
Actually, you are detecting a bit of magic on the bottom side of the pier evocation.
Hold up. The pier might be trapped. Everybody off. What's the pier made out of?
Wood.
So they're like planks?
Yeah.
Is it centered on one of the planks?
Yeah, it's on the underside of one of the sets.
Okay. So while we're all away, I would like to use a mage hand to tie a rope to like the far side of the end of the plank that's probably sticking out in the air.
Uh-huh.
Then I hand the rope off to Fairduel and ask him if he would kindly pull the rope to remove the plank from the pier.
You still want me to be flying?
No. We're on the ground. We're on the shore.
Okay. Yep. Okay. Sure. I pull. Do I need a roll of strength for this?
No.
Right.
You pull it up, and you can see there is a glyph of warding looking right at you.
Yeah, that's why we backed up. We're like 50 feet
Yep.
away from it.
Nothing happens,
Okay.
but it's there.
Yep. All right.
You want me to go take a look at it? I do have a thing for traps.
If you want. Bear in mind, it might be proxy based, so walking up to it might get you killed.
I've dealt with worse.
All right, go ahead. We'll stay back here. At least now you can see it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so I will approach the most likely obvious trap, seeing I can determine what it is.
It's a glyph of warding.
Mm-hmm. Actually, before that, I would cast a Detect Magic, and then ask Intervin if he's got a spell scroll of Identify handy.
No, I didn't bother making spell scrolls of things I have rituals for. If it was a ritual, I didn't see the need to make a scroll. We can cast it without using resources.
Yep.
I mean, it looks like it's a glyph of warding.
Mm-hmm.
So, there's a very easy solution to this.
Trigger it.
Amtar shoots it with a firebolt. We're 50 feet away.
All right.
The goal is being to destroy the plank, especially at that area with the glyph on it.
Yeah, you hit it with you hit it. It burns, destroying the glyph. And hold on. All right. The firebolt hits. Firebolt hits the glyph of warding, and it fizzles out.
Is it the glyph fizzles or the bolt does?
The glyph.
Oh, okay. And there we have it. Defused.
Alright, then Sinclair will set out to building a barge. You know, just rough and dirty. Big enough for us, the cart, the horses. Probably take half a day.
All right. You go poking around, getting wood. And as you're about halfway through construction, you go to get more wood, you discover a concealed barge.
Excellent, we'll use this one.
Check it over first.
Yep. Detect
Excellent.
magic
We'll use
ritual.
this one as the massive explosion detonates the moment Sinclair's foot touches it.
Yeah, as soon as I discover it, I'll holler out to intervene and then start a detect magic ritual.
All right. You detect no magic.
All right, I'll pass the information over to intervene.
I go over it with a fine-tooth comb, looking for concealed methods of failure and traps and secrets and things on it.
Uh-huh. Investigation check. You find nothing strange or unusual, save that the wooden pole used to help move this through the swamp has a metal tip, like a blunted round metal end.
Oh, that's because they didn't want to mushroom out on them. All right, yeah, looks good. We can use it.
I don't know, maybe it's used as a sounding rod to find the hidden buried money truck that fell in the swamp.
I doubt it. After all, we looted that truck last time. You know, the last time we were in a swamp?
Mm-hmm. That was our money truck.
All right. But you guys cross on the barge, and you can see, after you travel about 2 hours, kind of up ahead, a section where the swamp gets thicker, and there's kind of a natural, almost a tunnel through the trees, and you know what I'm talking about? Like, you have heavy tree foliage come up, and there's just a natural passageway there through the water and the trees.
Yes.
And you can see all the classic accoutrement that one would expect. Turn back, your doom ahead, skulls and crossbones, all that kind of paraphernalia, all through here.
Well, this looks homely.
I don't know, mister, says one of the kids. I don't really want to be here anymore.
Well, Sinclair will look. You can always swim back.
The older of the two
with-
brothers is, you can see him doing the math in his head.
How old are these two boys?
About 11 and 9.
11 and 9. Have Aisha talk to them. They're 11 and 9-year-old boys. Have a teenage girl talk to them. They'll be putty.
So, Isha's like a 6-year-old girl.
Oh.
You're missing like 10 years on that age.
I thought the
Oh, no,
ones
they're a
that
year
came with
older
us
now.
were
They're eight
older.
and- they're 8 and
the ones
7.
that came with us were older. I didn't know they were 6 and 7.
Oh,
They
you
s-
yeah, they're
Yeah, we had their
Yeah.
birthdays.
That's right. Yeah, I forgot. I should mark that down. Yeah, they're 6 and 7 now.
God, you're such a horrible wizard parent, Under. You don't even remember their birthdays.
Hey, give us some magic.
No, that's pretty on the nose for intervene.
Well, then they should be fine with the other children.
I'm an elf. I didn't notice. All right.
The two boys to be fighters, and now we'll have our own.
Yeah.
assistance squad.
Yeah, I mean, if you ask Isha to like make recommendations, she just look over the boat and be like, "I don't think you want to swim in that," and then just start facing forward again.
These freaking kids that can cast fireball, and these other kids who can't do shit.
Yeah, these other kids can't do shit. I've got 2 kid apprentices. Maybe like Faradol should take these kids and like start teaching them the art of almond farming.
They're just regular
I'm
villagers.
good.
They're not orphans.
Yeah.
They were just trying to get to the witch when we came across them. They're not strays.
I mean, we can fix that problem.
Yeah.
Yeah, where do your parents live? We can make sure you're orphans.
Yeah. Anyway, I mean, we would tell them, well, we got some business to do. You can just stay in the barge then. I'm sure it'll be safer.
Yeah, we might just do that.
What did you want to see the witch for so desperately anyway?
We we wanted to make sure our dad would come back safe from fight for from fighting for the war master.
How long has he been gone?
Uh, couple weeks.
I'm sure he'll be fine. Here, let me roll deception. Yeah, he'll totally be fine. And what of your mother?
Oh, she's back home.
She's not at all worried about you.
I mean, probably.
Hmm.
We may have snuck out.
I see. Well, you're welcome to hang out with us. Like Intervin said, you can stay in the barge while we go talk to the witch. If you want to come talk to the witch, you're more than welcome to come talk to the witch. But either way, we're not going back.
Yet. We will be going back later when we finish our business with the witch.
Mm. All right. Well, you know what? You know, maybe we'll talk to her when you're done talking to her. Yeah.
As you wish.
Here. So you guys feel a little safer. And Sinclair will climb up on the side of the cart and pull out 2 hand crossbows and hand it to him. There you go. Now you are. Nice and safe. They're not loaded, by the way. Just hands them 2 unloaded crossbows. There you are. Now you're safe. You just point it and pull the trigger.
We gave them 2 swords without blades. Oh, gee whiz. All right. But you guys pass through the section of swamp, and on the other side, you can see a hut raised up on a muddy clod of dirt and grass. Crooked, decrepit looking thing. Skulls and torches and all that. Very spooky, very classic swamp hut.
All right.
Well, I think this is our destination, Driven.
Well, it's a fair bet. Either that or it's a really good decoy.
That is a good point. How far away are we from this?
60 feet.
Okay.
Like you haven't even docked with the pier yet.
Oh, okay. We'll dock first then.
Yeah. As they are doing the docking,
Like
there's a bunch of stuff I need to
from the
cast.
front door.
Yep. Well, as we're getting close and we know that we're arriving, I'm sure Interven's going to be doing a few things.
Yes, I've got some stuff to cast. First, I do a detect magic ritual.
Okay.
Then I'm going to ritually cast Rary's telepathic bond, linking the party, not the 2 kids, just the party.
Mm-hmm.
This allows us to communicate psychically.
Mm-hmm.
And I will cast Enhance Ability on myself with Charisma in mind. I always forget which one Charisma is.
And then, the final thing is I'm going to pull out a scroll and cast True Sight on myself.
Uh-huh.
Which lasts 1 hour.
Alrighty.
All right, and then I think we approach the hut. Anything pinging on detect magic?
Yeah. You are detecting a bit of evocation right on the front stoop.
Mm-hmm.
If Intervin mind mentions that, I will, step to the side of the front stoop and knock on the, the wall or the door if I can reach it.
And you're knocking on the wall.
Yeah, if I can't, if the stoop is too wide and I can't reach the door, then I'll just knock on the wall. But if I can reach the door, I'd rather knock on it.
I have an idea.
Mm-hmm. You're gonna cast knock?
Knocking on. No, that'd be a bit rude because it opens the door.
Hello, we're here.
No, I'll cast Mage Hand and have the Mage Hand knock on the door while we're like not standing on the evocation step.
Mm-hmm. You knock on the door. You hear a woman's voice from inside. Do come in.
Okay. I open the door and step in.
I follow along
Walking
behind.
across the evocation magic as required.
All right, you walk over the evocation, and before you have a chance to touch the door opens.
Neat.
Inside, you can see what basically amounts to the single most archetypically backwoods witchy interior you could possibly find. There's basically not a surface here that doesn't seem to have some kind of alchemical ingredient or weird element of sorcery to it. And you can see with a stick tending to a cauldron what looks to be a attractive middle-aged woman. Intervin, your true sight lets you see a bit more. Her appearance remains largely the same, save significantly, except more muscular and with scarlet red skin.
Mm.
Additionally, you can see in the corner, just kind of to the side, what looks to be a large humanoid male with rather scarred. Frankly, this would look almost undead like, uh, with a lampshade over its head, holding a torch.
No one else sees the undead?
Good point.
Correct.
Was that true sight?
Yes,
Okay,
that is revealed by true sight.
Okay. Well, using the telepathic bond, I inform everybody of these differences.
Interesting.
Very.
And I suppose I'll open negotiations, saying, greetings and thank you for welcoming us into your home. I'm Intervin, and this is Sinclair, Faradul, Fea, Father Maxwell, Isha, Amtar, Pork Chop. I make introductions.
I am Adelaide of the Swamp.
So you are. We have come some information that you are in possession of a certain keystone.
Yes, I do have that. and I'm well aware that you are here for it.
And what made you aware of our purpose for the key?
I have my eyes and my ears. I found, Sinclair, that you were looking into a certain tomb and called in a favor here, favor there, the odd debt, and acquired the keystone from your contact so that we might meet.
I see. And what purpose might you want to meet with a little Tomb Raider like me?
Well, more yourself and your compatriots. She kind of nods, acknowledging each of you. When I heard that you were looking for Targata's tomb, I figured this would be as good as any way to enlist your lot for assistance.
Well, Gilbert, the reason I worded it that way is up until we arrived in town and found out the key was here, it was only Sinclair that was looking for it.
Uh huh. I'm aware.
Okay, noted. Well, what help might you need enlisting with?
There is an item inside of Targata's tomb that he owes me, and I would very much like you to collect it upon your visit and return it to me.
As soon as she says that, Sinclair will reiterate to Intervin, Targata is old as fuck. Like in Mind Link. Like he's pre-Akkad-ur.
And then Intervin in response would say verbally, well, no offense to you, madame, but what exactly is this item? And what does it do? Items from that time and that place can vary from the interesting and obtuse, but ultimately harmless, to the apocalyptic. It would be irresponsible of us to not secure and dispose of apocalyptic items. So, before we blindly agree, we would need details of this item.
Oh, of course. I wouldn't dream of sending you into that tomb without knowledge of what I want. There is a horn made out of a white enamel, surface carved with the image of, well, a Tarrasque. Don't worry, it doesn't summon the thing. But it does have some magical properties to it that were on loan, and I'd rather like it back. As for what it does, it contains the collected voices of. She pauses for a second to think. 347 uh, different clients.
Lion.
Clients, yes.
All right.
Why would
Fetch.
Intervin has like the tone of voice like he's like gone in like to full academic mode. Why would Tommy, I forget the guy's actual name. Targata.
Tommy the
Some who call me
imperishable.
Tim.
Why would Targata need a horn of voices? That's weird.
Aren't some spells modified by voice or like dispelled by voice? Maybe.
Targata had some interesting notions about sound, music. I'm not particularly versed in the details of his type of wizardry. The magic you lot use is different than the kind I prefer.
Insight check. Is she lying about knowing about this magic?
Give me an insight check.
All inside is. Speaking of two different types of magic is strange.
Unclear.
Fair enough. And so the deal you are proposing is you give us the keystone, and in return, we return this horn to you.
Well, I would return the keystone, and if you'd like, we could consider it a trade, a favor for a favor.
Return the keystone to whom?
To you. You can't get into his tomb without it.
Yes, I understand that, but returning implies that we had it before, and did we? I turned to Sinclair.
Sinclair kind of nod, like, yeah, that's why he had the other guy like find it and get it for him. She took it from him.
Right, but so you never actually had it in your possession.
No, but I paid a guy to find it.
Right.
And
okay.
he did,
I was just
so yeah.
confused because if we hadn't lost, I was just.
No, we never had it and lost it, but Sinclair did hire somebody to find it for him, and she basically took it from him.
My question
she
was
did
in
the
character.
equivalent of steal it out of your mailbox.
Yeah.
Basically.
Okay. So
she's offering what she basically stole from me in trade.
So you return the keystone, and in return, we will retrieve this horn for you. Is that about the gist of it?
No. I return to you the keystone so that you can assist me. Upon return of the horn that I seek, once you do that favor for me, I will perform a favor for you.
And Sinclair will speak in the private chat. Favor from a hag. It's always handy.
It's a sword with no handle is what it is. It'll cut you just to use it.
Sinclair knows that. It's more of the chuckle. Well, if you hung out with Targeta, maybe you know more about the dungeon or the tomb. Any designs or favored traps of his?
Sadly, I do not. He's been rather effective at preventing me from getting access and preventing my servants from getting access.
he did manage to steal my key, so. Then in the private chat, Sinclair had asked Intervin, so instead of a favor, what would you want from her?
A favor is fine. There are times when you need to stab somebody, even if it hurts you.
Fair.
Just we need
Very
to be
well.
very cautious about using that favor is all I'm suggesting.
Then Sinclair will say, very well. We accept. And as for anything else we find, aside from your recorder of reclaiming, I'm assuming that's fair game for us.
Of course.
And Sinclair will walk up and offer his hand. Couple centuries before its time, but Sinclair's a handshake guy.
Indeed. And the two of you shake on it.
It's not that far before its time.
Bronze Age?
Handshakes is a Roman thing.
Oh yeah, I suppose that'd be late bronze.
Hmm?
Yeah, you're right.
Each one of you can feel your palms get rather warm. The deal is struck. Here, Sinclair. Your keystone.
Yep. And I will accept it from her. I'm assuming it's similar to the first keystone.
Of similar design, yes.
All right. And Sinclair would be familiar with the keystones themselves, like he's encountered them before in lesser forms.
Yeah, it's not an uncommon arcane object in the area.
All right.
Magically attuned keystone is often used for this kind of stuff.
Well, then we will set out, thanking her for her time. And
Oh, and before you head out, do send the two boys in.
yes. They're terrified of you, by the way, so make sure you're extra spooky, all right?
Oh, I'll have no trouble with that.
How long will you need with them? So we know if we need to wait with the barge so they have a way back.
I won't know until I speak with them.
It's a couple of kids worried about their dad.
Very well.
All right, you guys head out to the barge. I take you some of the two kids in.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
I do use telepathy on the kids before we send them in. And I give them a warning that witches can do lots of things, but there is always a price. And the price is somewhat literal. Make sure you are comfortable with whatever she asks for. And then I send them in.
Alrighty.
And then I suppose we wait for them to come back.
All right. You guys wait patiently at the boat, or the barge, I should say.
So hot.
Yeah, it sucks balls out here.
Yeah, that's why I like prestidigitation.
Just keep casting it. It's terrible.
Well, I suppose if we're waiting around, I should have lit one of these up earlier. I'll light up a insect repellent block.
After about an hour, the door opens and the two kids hurry out.
Well, boyos, did you get a fair deal?
Yep. Let's go.
They seem exceptionally chipper. They weren't chipper before.
Less. That wasn't meant to really just sound chipper, and more like, let's go.
Ah, okay.
Like
I
they
was
want
just
to
checking
get
because
out of
they
here.
they went in scared and they came out. Alrighty, let's go, boys.
We're feeling good.
Well, I mean, they were going in to get information about the status of their dad, assuming it was good news. They might very well be happy.
True.
Regardless, yeah, once they're in the barge, we can set off.
Alrighty. And you guys head off.
Yep. The way we came.
Eventually making your way back to Sura. The kids run off to their farmhouse, hut really, and you guys have your keystone back. So
Alright.
now what?
Well, we're gonna start heading to the tomb.
Yeah, I mean,
Seems
that's the idea.
reasonable.
Indeed.
Have we done any research on this guy? Like, maybe somebody should look up, like, things we might run into.
Yeah, it'll be fine.
Fair enough.
All right.
I mean, what
And
could be so bad about a tomb that a hag doesn't even want to go into it, right?
No, she wants to. She can't. It's warded against her.
Ah. I missed that part.
It's fine. That's why there's multiple of us listening.
And I think we'll call it there for the night.
Alrighty. Cool.
Excellent.